Greetings to all melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy, it's a blessing, it's a pleasure. It's a great honor to be out here in nature and bring this message of truth, this message of emancipation to you. And I'm smiling so much because I'm feeling so happy. I'm so blessed out knowing that the questions of life that I've been searching for, that I've found the answers, and I haven't found the answers in the church system. I haven't found the answers in believing in a God outside of myself. But all my life, I set out on a journey to find out for myself who am I and who God is. And I sought for God with all my heart, my strength, with everything. And when I found God, I found myself. And when I found myself, I found God. That's the reason why today I want to speak to you concerning from bondage to freedom, or from your lower self to your higher self. Now, the first thing you have to understand concerning the Bible is that the Bible addresses the human mind, and it must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history. Also, you need to understand also that when you're born with a lack of memory. Because when you were 6 months, you didn't even know that you existed. When you were 1 year, you didn't even know that you existed. Even up to 2 years, some people didn't even know that they would have been existing upon the face of this earth. So we actually born in a state of amnesia. So that is our descending. Okay, so it is God descending into generation and forget that He's God. So God became man to have a human experience. So basically we are a spirit having a human experience. And so because we're born in the state of forgetfulness, it is called sin. Okay? Because sin basically means not knowing who you are. Okay? And so many who believe that sin has something to do with what you have done or what you haven't done, they have the wrong concept. Because the child born from his or her mother's womb haven't done anything. But the Bible said that they're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Okay? It's that state of forgetfulness. It's that lower state. It's that descending state. Where we're born in a state of bondage. It's a form of slavery. If I, for example, have some water here, if I want to get the water to drink, I have to reach out and get this water bottle here. You understand? If I want to drink it, I have to open it and sip on my water. I can't command my hand to just go and get the water and bring the water for me. Because basically, we are trapped in this body. Okay? And when we come into this world, the first thing we learn is to live in basically our lower self. Because those who would have been our teachers, our parents, and so on, they didn't even know, because if they're not enlightened, then they can't enlighten you. So they're just teaching you what they were taught. Okay? That's the reason why they saw the men that will be given to this world to help this world, to help to uplift humanity. So we are being given philosophers. We've been given yogis. We've been given prophets. We've been given mystics. We've been given all these different people to make life down here a wonderful place, so that we can even go to that better place of which we basically came from. And we come down here almost as if, let me call it like a vacation. It's a journey to basically discover who you are. And some people get so caught up in living in the humanistic realm that they allow fear to control them. And when reality starts to strike them, because they do not know who they are, why they're here, where they come from, where they're going, they join themselves to some form of religion. And they become religious and have religious mindset, and they hold on to a false identity. And when they hold on to a false identity, it keeps them limited and grounded. But my brother and my sister, the message I'm bringing to you is that your thoughts is what is creating your reality. And it is changing your mentality that is going to free you from bondage and bring you into freedom. Therefore, my brothers and my sisters, there is no God outside of yourself. There is no Jesus Christ living in the sky and is coming one day for you. As I would have said before, the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. Therefore, whenever the Bible speaks about Jesus Christ, it is speaking of a personification. It is a personification of your own human imagination, the creator in you, the invisible one in you. It is teaching you how to look into your higher self, how to discover your higher self, to come into freedom, to break the bondage. So all the stories in the Bible basically is teaching you from bondage to freedom. You start in Genesis, it is teaching you from bondage to freedom. So it shows you the story of Adam and Eve, which is basically speaking about the masculine and feminine energy in you. Okay? And it is teaching you how everything was perfect before. And it's teaching you everything is perfect when you know your higher self and you learn to use your thoughts to create your reality. So it tells you the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, sixth day, right up to the seventh day, and tell you the 7 days is a day of rest. It is showing you that when you are creating your reality consciously and that which you desire to be, you see it before you, you will come into Sabbath, you will come into rest, you no longer have that desire. And then it is showing you all of the elements, which is water, earth, wind, and fire, and you being the spirit operating these elements and taking things from the unseen and make it visible in the seen. Okay? And then it shows you how when man go away from that, it's showing you the descending state of man. Okay? How all of that does be forgotten. And you have to come back to that. So then it speak about Joseph and his brothers and so on, and how they sold him into slavery and so on, and then Joseph bring deliverance to them, he bring freedom to them and so on. It is just showing you of what the higher self would do when we come to our Christ self, our Christ energy. Then speak about Moses and the children of Israel and so on. It's the same story all the time. Because everything in the Bible have to do with the imagination of man. Thus the reason why no one can tell me of anything that was done in the Bible that wasn't first psychological, that wasn't first a thought. And then also the Bible says in St. John 1 and 3 that all things were made by him, and without him there's anything made that was made. That him is a personification of your own human imagination, not a man 2,000 years ago. Thus the reason why my brother and my sister, I'm bringing this message of freedom to you and ask you to break the bandage of Christianity. Break the bandage of idolatry. Break the bandage of believing in a God outside of yourself. Break the bandage of believing in a geographical Jerusalem and look to the Jerusalem that is within you. Break the bandage of believing in a Jewish man who existed over 2,000 years ago and look in the mirror and see the image and likeness of God, because the Bible says in Genesis 1:27 that you are made in the image and likeness of God. So my black brother and my sisters, whenever you look in the mirror, you're seeing a black complexion, and you look on a piece of paper and see the image of a white man and believe that to be your God. It is high time for us to break such stupidity and such bandage and enjoy true freedom. So true freedom upon the face of this earth is knowing who you are, knowing your true identity, knowing your true divinity. And when you come to that state of consciousness, then you will know that you can create your reality consciously, because you come to also understand that it is your thoughts that is creating your reality. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I believe I would have gotten my message across to you, and I want to thank you very much for listening to me. Also, I want to encourage you to continue to support this work by supporting our ebooks, and to let you know also that Soon there will be hard copies for you. And for those of you who've been supporting us on Patreon, I want to thank you very much. And I want to ask those who haven't done so to do so also, because the law of giving and harvesting is very much is in play, and you need to get the right understanding of giving and receiving. And if you are afraid to give, it means that you still have this poverty mentality, and you need better understanding of the law of giving and receiving. Okay, because actually you're receiving from what I am giving here to you. Okay, also for those who would like to teach what I am teaching here in whatever area of the world that you're living in, or whatever part, you know, of your country that you're living in, and you would like, you know, to give to others, you know, this very important message of self-realization, you can donate $50 or more on my Patreon, and I will be willing to mentor you. I'll give you my contact number, and we can get to speak for an hour, we can get to speak for 2 hours. Okay, and let me say this, you know, it doesn't cost much. I know people were teaching people how to use their consciousness to create their reality, and they're charging them thousands of dollars. I know a guy who's charging over $200 just for a consultation, just to see him. Okay, so my brother, my sisters, let us break, you know, our poverty mentality and learn to live in abundance and prosperity by understanding the law of giving and receiving. Also, I want to encourage you to follow me on Instagram at BlackMadGuru, and I want to put up a few words of encouragement there that will help you and help you to be positive throughout the day. So you can feel free to follow me on Instagram also. So with that being said, now I want to give you the sign of Matthew 6:22, where it says, if I be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brother, my sister, I want to say to you, when you have that experience, you come to realize that the greatest mystery upon the face of this earth can never be known intellectually, that it must be experienced. And you come to understand that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. And you come to understand that without the sun, there is no life, and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. And we are the people of the sun. Therefore, let us use our mind power to achieve our every desire. With that being said, I want to say peace, love you. I'm out.